It's no secret that many individuals within the spiritual community were involved in gang stalking me. And ironically, some of the very same people who took part in my targeting are now claiming that they are the ones being gang stalked. And suddenly, they're positioning themselves as justice bringers and justice seekers. Well, of course, to avoid accountability and evade the consequences of their action. And also, because there's money involved, especially with their large YouTube followings, their reputations is at stake. Like what I have said before, timing is essential to see the deception. And if this content creator suddenly became gangstalk and became a justice bringer when they weren't used to be, then you know it's sketchy. I'll share more of the obvious signs in another time as this content will be focused on another topic. But let's be real. This is just another layer of manipulation, mass distortion, and gaslighting. And those of us who have been paying attention know the truth. That I was really targeted in this community. And this all ties up with spiritual theft in karmic transference at its core. One thing I cannot tolerate is someone blatantly disrespecting me, assuming that my silence is a weakness. Just because I have chosen to step back doesn't mean I'm blind. I have witnessed their arrogance for years of my targeting experience in this community and how they spread lies and escalate their manipulation precisely during moments of silence, thinking that it is a chance to eliminate the threat I pose. They operate in packs, lying, provoking, and hoping that the target will be too intimidated to speak up about their dark agendas. Do you remember the content I made about the tarot reader that I caught antagonizing the Queen of Wands as a leader of a criminal group? Then that same tarot reader was also claiming that someone was copying her. So long story short, I called this reader. Not only that I know she's been targeting me, she was also mirroring the experience that I'm experiencing. We all know that this experience is happening to me. The destiny theft and has been vocal about it right from the beginning. Let us also put this in the context that I was the Queen of Wands that this reader is trying to make out as a villain covertly because I'm their target. So my point in this example is that they accuse others of being copycats when in truth, they are the ones mimicking an energy that is not theirs. And they scapegoat the ones that they copy, which I believe they deeply envy as well, while they try to kill the person they're copying by bullying them and make them submit by intimidation, by persecuting the target with more lies and makes the target feel that everyone is against them. Like what I have mentioned, gang stalking is known for taking the credit from someone because it is spiritual theft and karmic transference where you as a target pay for their sins as they take the credit for what is yours. Now, they're all claiming to be justice bringers. But if you notice the readings, it doesn't lead anywhere. It's all just illusion. And they're just trying to cast an illusion of what they want you to believe them to be. And couldn't present you with any manipulation that they're dealing with. And if there's any, they present their own manipulation. So let's talk about a specific tarot reader who seems to know a lot about what's been going on. But despite the insight she shares, I don't trust her. Why? Because just like the rest of those involved in mass deception and confusion, she has mastered the art of blending truth with lies so seamlessly that it's so unsettling. It's a classic tactic used by majority of the star reader, gang stalking, manipulating narcissists. They mix in just enough truth to seem credible while spinning a web of distortion. So she recently posted something that caught my attention. She was saying that now that motherfuckers know they're about to be publicly exposed, it is about to be people trying to tell your truth before you get to address it. People are going to try to twist the narrative and make themselves the victim. And they know that's not how the story went, but they're hoping to make you so mad that you expose yourself, making you look toxic, mad, resentful. And you're about to hear your story from the mouth of the villain, all while they try to make make it seem like they were the ones who were wrong. That is when all the evidence is about to come out. So let's focus on this part in particular. When she said people are trying to tell your truth before you even address it, and they will try to twist the narrative and play the victim. And they know that's not how the story went, but they are hoping to make you so mad that you expose yourself as being toxic, mad, and resentful. This is what they did to me for years. So they controlled the narrative for years, playing the victim, while they antagonize me in their stories. And according to her, this is done in hopes to make me so mad that I will expose myself as being toxic, mad, and resentful, like what the smear campaigns are against me, that I was this toxic, devilish person. This is what truly happened to me. She also posted in another post something along the lines of, when people go out of their way to humble you and end up being humbled instead, gotcha bitch, it's a trap. Again, this should resonate as my experience, because I was the one they tried to humble, discredit, and isolate. And yes, in the end, they were the ones who got humbled because the truth has a way of surfacing, no matter how many lies are told. So why am I bringing this up? In that it concerns me. Because when someone like her, who may very well be aligned with those who targeted me, starts speaking in riddles that seem like truth-telling, it is important to call it what it is: a manipulation tactic. From my perspective, if I were to take her at face value, I'd be painted as the villain in her story, the one who tried to humble someone. But in reality, the roles are reversed. And the very message she posted is about herself. So if I was the villain in her story, she is, in fact, describing herself. She's the one who's telling the truth of the situation before I address it. She's the one twisting the narrative and is playing the victim. And she's the one who knows that the story didn't went that way. But as she portrays me to be the one who got humbled, trying to humble someone, she is hoping that I would react in such a way that I will look unhinged and toxic. I cannot repeat this enough. They are the evil they talk about. If I wasn't intuitive, I would have never survived this. Because this is psychological warfare in gang stalking. Let's go deeper onto this warfare. It is more than copying or claiming what they are not, since this activity is tied up with the occult, which means hidden. I believe that this is more than copying an essence that they want. As these individuals are continually trying to screw me over, you would think that if I was protected, and why I am protected and found out I will be in a different time. So if I was protected, they should be getting karma by now. But you see, that cloaking of energy that is mine is actually about seeking a protection by cloaking in that spiritual energy. In research, it is called energetic cloaking by energetic parasites. They mimic your frequency, they use your light as shield, and divert the recognition, praise, or divine protection that was meant for you. This is energetic identity theft, a kind of spiritual impersonation. They do it to hide consequences, especially if they have been involved in attacking or siphoning you. The main reason why, as I go through experiences, they will say that they are experiencing the same thing. And as they know that, let's say for example, my favorite color is green. So they know that through illegal surveillance. So they will now wear green. And I understand, if you hear me say this, I sounded like a narcissist and someone with paranoid schizophrenia. But the truth is stranger than fiction. Some messages are only meant to be heard by those who are aligned in this reality. At the same time, these copycat energies were trying to force to make me wear their criminal energy and punish me for things I didn't do. So with years of attack and assassination, they were hoping that I will take myself out as to what gang stalking is known for. If you all can remember, I have made a content about another tarot reader who was antagonizing a Queen of Wands energy, saying she's a hoe who was dealing with a lot of men at different times of the day who doesn't know about spirituality. This tarot reader repeatedly stressed that message that Queen of Wands doesn't know anything about spirituality. And what I was saying in that content was that you'd know what they were attacking by what they are trying to emphasize. It's brainwashing people of a lie that they want to believe as truth. They want people to believe as truth. It is as if they were trying to manipulate people into thinking that I don't know anything about spirituality while they're all trying to be looked at as spiritual. But then it doesn't make sense. And to those who have discernment, it really doesn't make sense that they are who they say they are. And what they're not telling you is that they're truly evil. We all know that this group always talks about a Jezebel. But if you research it, Jezebel-type behavior thrives in environments where truth is unclear. And this archetype usually mixes truth with lies to confuse others. They use spiritual language to mask their dark intention, and they attack the truth tellers while presenting themselves to be as good or victims. This is where mass deception and confusion comes in, which is a form of spiritual psychological warfare, particularly in spiritual communities where discernment is already hard. So the person that they're trying to portray as the Jezebel is just another scapegoat. Because the Jezebel spirit is running through these individuals. What else? There was a point where they was accusing someone of selling their soul to the devil, and that someone was a sacrifice, someone else. Once again, they accused someone of doing that, but it was them. And I was the sacrifice. If I wasn't the sacrifice, then I shouldn't be the villain. I should have been praised and wasn't attacked. And if you study the situation, if I was the one being triggered intentionally, it is tied up with spiritual hijacking, and the lower emotions that they are getting from me is the sacrifice, the stress, the fear, the sorrow, and the embarrassment that they are trying to make me feel with their humiliation rituals. It is the sacrifice. So in order to keep the charade, they needed to rally up more people to join to hurt and disrespect me by antagonizing me that I was doing this and that to someone else. So I will be seen as someone deserving of that punishment when in reality they were sacrificing me. So as you witness all this cloud chasing tarot readers antagonizing me, lying about me, trying to block opportunities for me, these individuals are prospering and gaining more followers because this is satanic work to gain more fame, popularity, and wealth. And anyone who's listening to real spiritual warfare, you would notice a pattern that they all sacrifice an innocent individual to gain something. The question here is, do you know what the devil looks like? No. You see, it could be anyone, but most definitely, it can be someone who's trying to portray themselves to be righteous. So don't be too judgmental, because there are more revelations to come. And truth will be overwhelming and burdensome for a lot of people.